I have my next guest in the studio with us today. You may be familiar with them from the hit show Ready to Love Detroit.
My brother told me about this show because it was like coming to Detroit or whatever. Came home like, man, there's a line around the corner up at Good Times on Livernois. And I was like, that's crazy. I'm like, I heard that that's like a real show. Like, I had never seen it. I was like, I heard that's a real show. That was it. We talked about it and we went to sleep. I guess a casting agent saw my Instagram and reached out. Obviously, I'm from the west side of Detroit. I thought it was a scam. Before you knew it, they were saying the show starts and this is what you need to do and we're going to go with you.
What up, though, Black Fridays family? Welcome back to another installment of the Black Fridays podcast. Before we get into today's episode, I need you to hit that like button, subscribe, comment. Make sure that you send some videos to family, friends, and loved ones so that we can keep this thing going. Now that we got that business out of the way, I have my next guest in the studio with us today. You may be familiar with them from the hit show Ready to Love Detroit, but we're here to be able to explore the person behind the show and the work that they've been doing in our community. Mr. Vince Perkins, how you doing today, my brother?
I'm actually good. I just had some fish and chips with some water. I'm really feeling good. I had a good workout this morning. What we do? We did back, so I'm feeling good.
Good, man. We appreciate you pulling up to the podcast.
I appreciate you inviting me, man. I really do appreciate that. I'm seeing what you're doing, and I'm glad that you allow me to be a part of it.
For sure.
Yep.
For sure. Thank you. And so I would love to, so many different directions we can go. And of course, we'll talk about the pathway that you had to the show. But one thing that I really found dope when I had a chance to connect with you earlier was being able to hear like your passion for our young people and the work that you are able to do in the community. So I really wanted to start there because I could tell like family, community, those things are very important to you. And so I wanted for you to tell us in your own words, what are some of those things that you do in our community on a daily basis?
Well, it's very important to me. Obviously, I grew up in the city as well. When I see children growing up in the city, it just reminds me of myself. And I wish that I had somebody like me around and to be able to be me to them. And that I didn't have, it just makes me ecstatic. And so I train boys basketball. I do strength training. I do some speaking as far as just letting them know what's out here, how to be, how to move, how the world expects them to move. And like I said, it's very gratifying because I can see myself in them, and I know that if I had me, I would be so much better. And so I try to just give as much as I can as far as anything that they need. Obviously, we do strength training. Obviously, I do a lot of speeches and things like that for them. But, sometimes they just need somebody to talk to. Sometimes they shoot a text. Sometimes they want pictures for their game. So I bring my camera, whatever I can do to be helpful, whatever I can do to be that person that I needed in my life, I'm going to do it 100, 1,000% of the time. And that's what... that it's that feeling of knowing that I helped that person is payment enough. For people ask me like, you don't charge? I'm just like, man, like the feeling that I get from helping somebody and seeing them thrive because of the help, or seeing them happy because of the pictures that are taken, or seeing them get stronger because of it's priceless. The amount of good sleep that I get because I get to do that is worth it without a dime.
Yeah. And you are a former athlete yourself. You used to hoop back in the day?
Yeah, I used to play basketball back in the day. So I am a former athlete, and like I said, I can definitely identify with the boys because that's where I came from. Yep.
And where did you hoop? And what school did you go to?
I played at Northwestern High School, and I also went to Siena Heights University and played basketball.
Oh, dope.
Yep.
Dope. So you're from the west side?
I am from the west side.
So
Yeah.
if my research serves me correctly, P-Rock? From Plymouth?
I am from Plymouth.
Okay.
I am
All
from
right.
Plymouth.
All
I mean, I don't be representing no gangs.
Yeah.
No gang. But no, I am. I grew up right on Longacre in Plymouth, right by Southfield and Plymouth area.
Yep.
And it wasn't nice over there.
Yeah.
It wasn't nice over there. But again, that's one of the main reasons that I do what I do is because, I know I needed somebody. I know someone. It could have been a big help for me. So,
Right.
that's more the reason for me to be the person for the kids that are needing that now.
Yeah, and I can definitely resonate with that. I grew up literally right down the freeway, Schoolcraft, Asbury Park.
Okay.
And so,
Yeah.
that area, especially back then, that was not,
I think
that was not ideal.
I think it's one house left on my block. I mean, the whole block is just one house on the whole. Everything is torn down. It's crazy. It's crazy to even see. Like I played over here, and you go back, and it's like. It was so big when you were small, but now that you older, you're like, that was my backyard.
Yeah.
Like we was playing two-hand touch, and we was throwing the football, and this ain't no room back here. We was playing one-on-one in front of the house in the driveway. It's like, how are you gonna get around somebody when you got the grass over here in the grass? But we thought, you don't know no better, so you think it's everything when you don't have much. So.
Right, simpler times.
Correct.
And so, Vince, could you tell us more about your professional background? So, in terms of I know you went to Siena Heights to hoop, but what did you do post Siena Heights, and what has your professional career been like?
My professional career has been all over the place. Because I do a lot, and I'm fortunate that I can do a lot, but sometimes that could be a crutch because I'm good at a lot, but not great at much. So I could do a lot. So, I did spend about 10 years DPD, Detroit police officer. And, now I currently work at DTE, and it's an amazing job. I couldn't be more blessed with the job. It fits me, very, very well. The pay is amazing. What you will hear me say most times, and what you hear me say time and time again, is that I'm an extremely blessed guy. I don't even know how to, I don't know how to explain most of the things that happen for me, but just being blessed and just kind of trying to treat people the way I want to be treated and try to put the positive energy that I want back. And, it always comes back tenfold. Yeah. So.
And I think so. Obviously, I was introduced to you via the show, but the show talks about kind of like what you do currently in terms of your work at DT, but the DPD. So you spent 10 years there. So could you talk to us a little bit about that? I'm sure a lot of people didn't necessarily know that. I don't know if it was brought up on the show or anything.
Yeah. It's funny because we circle back to the same thing. I wanted to be DPD because I grew up playing for PAL, the Police Athletic League.
That's dope.
And so that was my journey. And I said, hey, I could be a police officer. I could help these kids play basketball. I could be a coach at PAL and do the stuff that people did for me. And that's what I thought. I didn't think I was gonna be just chasing YNs on the east side for 8 hours a day, but I guess you gotta earn your stripes. So it didn't. I never got to do exactly what I wanted to do as far as being a police officer because again, it was about helping children. It was about being there like they were there for me. That was my goal. It just didn't happen because it's politics. You can't just get a position and not knowing nobody. And I did not know anybody. I was just fresh, off the street, just being a police officer. So, like I said, I stayed there and was just patrol, chasing YNs, going to domestic violence. Yeah, he hit me. He took my cell phone and. I got 1 million stories, but I'm not going to tell them. So, what ended up happening, I got into a real bad car accident, and I resigned. So that was the end of that chapter. But it gave me tons tons of life experiences. I mean, stuff that I could use to this day. You know, you on the streets on the east side and, you know, shootings and, you know, fights and just a lot of stuff to whereas you learn how to move differently. You learn how to get out of stuff, de-escalate. You know, that was my niche is I just can de-escalate stuff. So I'm just like, you know, I get to a point to where something is happening and I could just get it down to whereas we don't have to do this. If you want to do it, we can, but I would rather not do it. I would rather you just, you know, chill out and put these cuffs on and so I could go home and you could go home. Yeah. So, you know, that was the bulk of it. It was just patrol. And then when I got into the car accident, it was really bad and I didn't think I was going to be able to do anything anymore. So that's why I resigned. But, you know, thankfully I got all my strength back. I'm walking regular. I'm thinking regular. You know, my arm is regular. So I came back, but I had already resigned. So yeah, that's that journey
for sure. So I'm sure based on what you said, your situational awareness nowadays is on 1,000. Like you,
you know, you say that, and sometimes it's scary. How much my situational awareness is up. I'm looking at everything. Yeah. And, you know, some people get offended because I can see a lot of stuff. Yeah. Because I'm putting a lot of stuff together. And I'm thinking fast. I'm thinking quick. I'm thinking ahead. I'm a couple plays ahead because, you know, if you don't do that when you're on the streets, you know, you could die.
That could be it. Yeah.
So you have to assess everything very, very, your sense got to be, your awareness, you know, your sliders got to be up because if somebody get a drop on you, you know, you can't lose one time. Yeah. You can't lose. Right. So that's what you go in, like, I can't lose this interaction. And, you know, I've always been observant. I've always been like a guy that questions a lot of stuff. Like, hey, like, why would you do that? Or why would you say that? Or, you know, I don't understand. And trying to look at a deeper level of what's going on. So that just made it 10 times, well, better or worse, or however you want to look at it, you know. So I do, you know, I would say, if I'm being honest, sometimes I overanalyze situations. I mean, we just talked about a situation before this came on, and I overanalyze. I want to know, like, why would you do that? Like, why would you, you know, call? Why would you say that? Like, don't you know? And so, yeah, to short answer, situational awareness is always up. You know, you come in a room. And I mean, I think most guys do it, but you know, you size people up. You know, I want to know. I want to know, like, who can I take? Who can I take? You know, who I'm gonna have a problem with? Where's the exit at? And you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, do it look like, are they carrying in here? Do people have weapons in here? Like, well, how are people dressed? Are they dressed to fight? He got on Stacey Adams. He got on slipping slides. I'll fuck him up. You know, so you know, you kind of that's what I do. Right. You know, in the summertime, you know, I know people like to wear slides and flip flops, but I'm like,
you see the YNs walking around with the hoodie on, and it's 90 degrees.
Something happened. I can't have on slides. I gotta. Where am I going? Where I'm wearing these? Is it gonna be quick? Is it the grocery store? Because you might have to run. You might have to do it. Put on some shoes. Even though I want to wear the slides and the Uggs, the little Uggs. You know, but everything is safety, especially when I'm with my children. Yeah. You know, if I have a young lady with me, I have to be the one. So I know they're not paying attention. I mean, let me say, as much as I'm paying attention.
Yes. We both gonna leave that right there. All right, Vince, I got a ton more questions in terms of your overall journey and background. But first, we got to do my favorite part of Black Fridays, which is Freestyle Fridays.
Okay, so, I'm a rap.
Yeah, you're gonna rap. I mean, I know about MVP season, so you want. You got to get. Could you tell us, before we get into the Freestyle Friday part, could you tell us about MVP season?
Yeah, my brother, Michael Perkins, he is an amazing artist. I mean, this guy is he's a poet for real, but he's a poet that raps. It sounds it's nothing I've ever heard before. And obviously you would say that I'm biased because he's my brother, but I'll tell you, and he knows that I'm the realest critic that he could ever have. You know, when he started, he thought that he sucked because he said I didn't say nothing. But I just was listening, and I was kind of like, how are you doing this? Like, is this you rapping? Like I know you. Like, we have bunk beds. Like, how are you this good? And so he said I never said nothing. So he thought that he wasn't good. But when we sat down and talked, I said, yeah, no, I said, I think you amazing. Like, I've never heard anything like that before. And I'm going to be truthful. Like, I'm not going to, if you sucked, I was going to be like, hey, man, why would you do that? Like, that's terrible. Right. But so that was the start of that, and he's just so, my brother Michael is just talented. He's talented, you know, he does beats. I mean, this was 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago. And, you know, I produced the album, and he just went crazy on everything else. Yeah. He went crazy on beats, crazy on lyrics, and he allowed me to come along for the ride. So that's that. It was one album. We got a whole bunch of mixtape stuff that we did, but it was just fun. It was us having a great time, and I'm glad we did it because that was some of the best, you know, moments just spending with him, going around performing and doing stuff like that. It was really a good time.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get into these rapid fire questions. First, I want to ask you: would you consider yourself, being the guy from the West Side like myself, would you consider yourself a Coney Island connoisseur?
No.
No, not a Coney fan.
No.
Okay.
Oh, you want me to elaborate?
No, go ahead. I'm curious.
I don't like Coney Island. I don't like the way it tastes. It all tastes the same. If I never have to eat Coney Island again, I won't. I do too. I've been there where I only ate Coney Island, and I do okay for myself, and I don't want to eat Coney Island. I don't want to eat Coney Island. I mean, it's just not. I don't like it. I mean, I used to get the same thing. You get the cheeseburger deluxe. You know, you get the wings. I never ventured into the chili cheese fries. That's just gluttony. But I can't do it. I can't do it.
This might be a first, because I think you're the first guest to ever say you just straight up don't like Coney.
Yeah,
that's from Detroit. My guess that's from Detroit.
Yeah. Nope. No Coney. No Coney for me. I'm going to a restaurant. I'm going to a nice restaurant. Okay. If I need something quick, then I guess I'm gonna be late because I'm not going to Coney Island.
So I know that you in books. Is there anything that you're reading right now, or anything that you would share with the audience that you've read?
How do you know this? How do you know that?
Hey man, this is my job.
Okay. That's crazy. Let me tell you this. Let me tell y'all this. I would say that my catalog of books has literally made me probably over $2 million. I mean, I don't understand how people are not trying to read these books and trying to get this knowledge. It's so good and it's so practical. It's so useful. It's like when they say knowledge is power and they say all them bullcrap set like that shit is real. I'm talking about, the classics. I'll name a couple of books for you since we're here. Yeah. Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People, classic. You have The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. You have The Secret by Rhonda Burns. You got 48 Laws of Power, Robert Greene. You got 5 Second Rule, Mel Robbins. Zig Ziglar, See You at the Top. That's like a an audio book, amazing. You got Chris Voss, Never Split the Difference. It's a negotiation book. Like I said, these books have literally made me money. Like I didn't know how to negotiate. Chris Voss is Never Split the Difference. He talk about negotiation, to a point to whereas I'm just doing exactly what he said in the book, and I'm going to Bell Tire, and I'm getting $80 off my bill because I know how to negotiate. Because you go to Bell Tire, they're gonna say you need a whole suspension. You need everything. Right. They're gonna say you need everything. Yeah. So they're gonna be like, they're not gonna fix one thing. They're gonna say you need everything. Right. And so I'll give a little jewel out. Like one of the jewels in Never Split the Difference, he talk about giving them exact price, giving them exactly what you have and the exact number, so they think that they're getting everything out of you. So once we go back and forth, and I say, look, I had $126.34. They like, yeah, that's what I have. What can I get done? They go back and they do what they do, and they say, Give me that $127.34, and you'll be all right.
Make it work, yeah.
Because now they're thinking when you give somebody an exact number, they think they're getting everything out of you. Like, we milked this guy. You didn't. I just gave you an exact number so you could feel like you milked me. Now, I could have paid the whole thing, but like I said, like this knowledge is just...
Being able to have stuff like that in your back pocket.
Oh, my God. Man, I try to... I never want to be manipulative. I never want to use my powers for evil. I do want to save money. I do want to give knowledge to the people that I love to say, hey, let me do this for you. Let me negotiate it for you. Or let me, I was reading the book, Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It just teaches you how to speak to people. It teaches you exactly, what people want to hear. And like I said, it's not manipulative. It's just, why would you say it this way when you can say it this way and get exactly what you want? It just doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, those are some of the top. I mean, I could rattle off 50 books because I just really, once it started to work for me, I couldn't get enough of it. I was like, I gotta get more books because this is incredible. Like the things that I could do, even with my fitness, even with my, just mentally understanding where I want to go and manifesting things. I'm a huge guy that I just manifest a lot of stuff. And when I say I'm gonna get this house, I'm gonna get this car, I want to speak to this young lady. I'm gonna get this young lady back. When I say stuff, I try. I go in it all the way. Yeah. And I don't want to jinx myself or anything, but I never fail. I'm sorry, I don't know how that sounds, but it's just the truth.
That's it. It'll work out.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, I would, if you're not an avid reader of these classics, like I said, Robert Greene, the 48 Laws of Power, just talking about the game. It's just a game. You either playing it or you getting played, but it's not, you can't sit on the sideline and say, I'm not playing. You could do that if you want to, but you're going to lose. Right. It's very unfortunate that everybody's playing the game. You could play it. You could play the game with the correct rules, just don't cheat and play the game. But you could play the game.
And then last but not least, because obviously we're going to talk about the show, but what's the craziest thing you heard about yourself since you've been on the show?
Okay, my PR guy kind of looked in my eyes and told me what the stories not to tell. I think it's crazy to hear people kind of make stuff up without I've heard that I have two children by two different mothers, and that I never was married to them. And I'm like, well, why would you say that? like who?
Where did that come from?
I have two children by one woman that I was married to, but it's like when something is said, it grows legs and it just goes, and it's funny. Like it's like, well, that's not even close, and I don't even. To me, I'm like, why would I even try to correct that? That's how crazy that is. Yeah. Like, I don't even want to go and correct it. Yeah. It's just insane. And I hear stuff like that, and it's just, I don't go behind anybody. I don't comment. I'm just like, that's insane. But that's one of the most insane things, because I was like, why would you say that? So that I had, because I work on the west side, and I was doing work, and a lady was riding down the street, and she slammed on her brakes, and so I'm thinking she notices me. She like, oh my God, you look just like this guy on this show that I watch. And I'm looking at her. She like, you look just like, I'm talking about your eyes, your face, you look just like, she was like, he's handsome, but you look just like him. She was like, I know he wouldn't be over here, but you look, and then she drove off. I couldn't even get a word out. She just drove off. I was like, why wouldn't I be him? Like, she was like, he wouldn't be over here. He wouldn't be in this neighborhood. I was like, damn, they doing bad over here. But just hearing things that are completely like that, like having two different baby mamas. There's nothing wrong with having two. I just don't have two.
Right.
You know, I have an ex-wife.
That's not your story.
Yeah, I have an ex-wife that I married that I had two children with. You know, so I mean, to hear that about myself, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, thank you for partaking in Freestyle Fridays.
Oh, anytime.
Appreciate you for engaging in the randomness. And so,
hey man, you could have got more random. I would have went there. I would have went there with you. I don't know if he would have let me, but
appreciate it all the same. And I wanted to ask you before I get into asking about the show. Throughout your career, throughout your journey, stuff that you do in life today, in the past, what would you say is like the biggest misconception about you? Because that's one thing that I think I noticed on the show we had a chance to talk about previous to this interaction in terms of how you're comfortable in being yourself, but that doesn't always resonate with people. And I think that that's based on some of the commentary you've seen about yourself being on the show. I think that obviously there's a disconnect. So I'm just wondering, like, throughout the span of your life, do you feel like it's like, what would you say is the misconception about you?
Well, I think because I've dealt with this recently. I dealt with it before I ever was on anybody's TV show. I think that the biggest misconception is that I don't know how to break this down, because I would say the biggest misconception is that I'm an asshole. But I am an asshole. So it's hard. I don't want to say that, but the problem is that, like, you know, we'll say Alex. We'll use Alex for example. You know, I met Alex playing basketball at a recreation gym. You know, I didn't know Alex, so we bumped heads a lot. We bumped heads. I'm going to push him. I'm going to foul him. We playing basketball. He's going to say, my man, why you doing that? I'm going to be like, man, stop crying. And it's going to be tough. And I'm not going to back down. He's not going to back down. If we got to fight, if we got to wrestle, whatever we have to do. With that being said, Alex said, hey, can I come work out with you? I said, sure. I'm not that guy. And people think that it's just one thing. But some people understand that it's not like that. It's not like that. Yeah, I'm going to be a jerk. I'm going to be loud. I'm going to be aggressive. But I am going to have your back. I'm going to be the number one person to say, hey, if you want to come in and do this regimen and get your health and fitness together, you show up at 5 o'clock and I give you all of me. I give you all that I have. Just as I'm going to give you that on the court and we're going to fight, I'm going to give you the same type of energy when I help you out. And the biggest misconception is that, like, that's all I am. And I think that people, and it's to my fault, people think that I don't know what I'm doing or I don't know what I'm saying. And it's to my fault. I take the blame, but I know exactly what I'm doing and I know exactly what I'm saying. I just rattled off 10 books for you because I'm not an idiot, but sometimes I enjoy my reputation preceding me. I enjoy people saying that I can't talk to him because they leave me alone. And then it stops some BS. Yeah. Some people look and be like, I know he's not having the BS, so they just stop. I could appreciate that. But, you know, if you got to know me, if you got on the inside of what's really going on, you would see that I would do anything to help anybody because that's been my whole life. You know, I had the same situation with a coach, and I didn't. You know, he said the first time I met him, I said something about his pants or something. I said, "Why your pants so tight?" And he was like, "This guy's a jerk." And so, but he was like, "But how's he up here with the kids every day, helping them?" And like, I'm missing. It's something a part of this equation that I'm missing because he can't be this much of a jerk, but he does this on his own time and still takes his ass to work. You know, so sometimes people can see through and say, no, it's something more, and that's the biggest misconception is that it's not anything more. But you know, all you have to do is open your eyes and you can see it. You can see it every day. You can see it with the kids that I help. You can see it with my children. You could just see it with the people that I help and that I have around me. But you know, some people only want to see what they want to see too. Yeah, it's more exciting for them to just be like, he's an asshole. Right. Which, like I said, I don't mind because I play to that character as well. You know, but you know, obviously I got a job. I go to work every day. So if I couldn't control it, I couldn't keep a job. I couldn't be in the schools. I couldn't do the things that I do because I would just be cursing everybody out and not being able to control my mouth. You know,
Right.
I'm in this world. I can't act that way.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I know people think that I can. I can't. So that's a huge misconception. And like I said, can I be mad? I can't cause I play to it a little bit myself.
Yeah, but the same way that you're gonna have energy for that, you're gonna love and be compassionate and hold your people down with the same type of enthusiasm.
Is, like we talked about, man. I love hard. I love my children. I whatever they want, with stuff that they don't want. You know, if I gotta not sleep or whatever I gotta do, I'm gonna do everything to get them everything that they want. And so, but my daughter know, like, I gotta hear his mouth. I gotta deal with his mouth. And sometimes she doesn't call. Sometimes she wants something and she like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want, and to me, like I said, I can appreciate that. Yeah. I ain't gotta deal with that.
Yeah.
Because she know what along what comes with this is my mouth. And she like, it ain't worth it. I'm not calling him. so yeah, I would say like that's the biggest misconception. I know that it sometimes it screws me because people just never get to know me. You know, sometimes I say things and it's a first impression and it ruins it, and I don't get to know a person that I probably really wanted to know. And that's happened to me at times. It almost happened to me one time, and I'm glad that it didn't, because I really wanted to get to know this person, but my mouth said something. And that was the first thing she heard. And she could have been like, I'm not messing with you. But that didn't happen. She allowed grace, or she just wanted to get the meal paid for, so she stuck around. And she got to know that it ain't like that. So, you know.
Dope. So what I would love to be able to understand, so someone who has former athlete, former DPD, working the technician profession now, how does one end up on a show called Ready to Love Detroit? Like, how did that even come about for you?
I'm gonna tell you this short story, this very, very short story, and I don't know. I mean, all my stories are believable because the shit happened. So, my brother told me about this show because it was like Coming to Detroit or whatever, and so he was like, he came home like, man, there's a line around the corner up at Good Times on Livernois. I guess that's where they was having auditions. I don't know if it was for the girls or for the guys or whatever. And I was like, that's crazy. I'm like, I heard that that's like a real show. Like, I had never seen it. I was like, I heard that's a real show. Like, they really, you know, it's a real show. He was like, yeah, that's sweet. So that was it. We talked about it and we went to sleep. I guess a casting agent saw my Instagram and reached out. I never auditioned. I never called anybody. I never even seen the show. And so I thought it was ironic that me and my brother had that conversation, manifestation. And then they reached out. And so obviously, I'm from the west side of Detroit. I thought it was a scam. I'm not giving out my doggone social security number. I'm not giving out no credit card numbers. If y'all want something, y'all need to tell me what y'all want. Yeah. So they just started asking questions and background and things of that sort. And I answered the questions, and you know, and the process got rolling. And they were like, you know, if we don't, the less you hear from us, the better. And I guess they had to tell everybody that because they didn't want people calling them. But sure. I wasn't gonna call because I didn't sign up for this. Yeah. So I wasn't gonna. Hey, did y'all narrow it down? I was just like, you know, whatever y'all want to do, that's fine. I'm going to work tomorrow anyway. Like, I got a job. You know, I'm going to work. I'm going to my kids' game. I'm about to go to the gym. Like, whatever y'all want to do is fine. Yeah. But you know, just let me know. Right. And so went through the whole background thing. Obviously, my background is good. You know, they test you, do, you know, psychological test. I passed that with a C. So, you know, I ain't passed that with flying colors. They're like, no, he kind of out of it a little bit, but you only need a C to get on the show. So, but and before you knew it, they were saying the show starts and this is what you need to do and we're going to go with you. And, you know, I was like, okay. I called work. I said, give me the hard dates that y'all need me to be off. I gave them dates to my job. They said, you can be off for these days. And I just went where they told me to do. I follow directions great. That's a superpower of mine. You tell me what you need me to do, I can do it. But you need to tell me exactly what you need me to do. Because if you do, like I had problems, like I'm going to show up, you know, when I'm supposed to show up. I'm going to do what you ask me to do. But, you know, if I do and then you're not ready, and you're pissing me off because you're not respecting my time and I'm trying to respect yours. Right. Which that's a whole nother story. For sure. But yeah, that was it. I was on the show and I was like, it was just like everything was happening quick. You know, I like I said, I'd never been on anything before. I never even applied for this. Yeah. So, you know, it was kind of a blur. After that, it was kind of a blur.
So I think about the first episode when everybody got together, and I'm not sure if that was like y'all first recording date or whatever the case may be, but what was that experience like for you when everybody got together, that first interaction, everybody get a chance to meet with each other? Did they like set y'all up and was like, hey, y'all go mingle, go do your thing, or how did that go?
The guys met each other first in like some green room. I immediately knew that I was out of place because of just the you know, like the fashion. You know, Detroit is about that anyway. Yeah. You know, everybody was designer, Rolex, jewelry. And I had on my Nike watch, and you know, like I always say, I asked my brother, can I borrow his shoes? I just put on a suit. I had just bought a suit. I got it tailored, and I was just like, they told me what to wear. They was like, wear this shade of brown, and I was like, all right. I'm like, just as long as you tell me what to do, I can do it. Yeah. And so it was a little surreal because I was just like, I'm not like these guys. Like, what am I doing here? And so that was the first time you see us. It's the first time we saw everybody. Okay. And I don't know if they purposely didn't tell me that the show was starting, but they just was like, hey, you know, go up in the elevator, and when you get off the elevator, go to the left, and you know, it's some champagne and some apple juice. Just pick which one you want. I was like, all right. And when I went up there, it was the show. Already rolling. I got off the elevator. I was like, this is the show. Like you didn't, why you just tell me that? So, you know, I drank apple juice the whole time because again, that awareness. I don't know what's going on, and I don't know if I gotta, you know, do something to somebody. I want to have the advantage. You want to be in control. Yeah. So I just drank apple juice and just, you know, obviously I was my nerves were on 10 at the beginning, but who I am once I get comfortable, I'm right in. I'm okay. So that's what happened. I was nervous on 10. I got comfortable, and I was like, hey, I could have a good time here. And that's what happened. I just started having a good time. So
I think one of the first interactions that we see is between you and Dominique. Like, at what stage of the mixer would you say that happened? Was that like at the beginning where you're like your nerves still going, or
it was the middle? But I didn't have nerves at that time because obviously I was shooting. I was off the hip. I was like, what is that? You know, like what's going on? Like it was towards the middle. The misconception is that everybody thinks that I knew Dominique. I don't know her at all. I've never seen her, met her. I didn't know who she was. You know, I don't go out much. Yeah. I don't go out much. I'm not in the in crowd. So, you know, I didn't know who she was. But when somebody said something about her tattoo, I just thought that I thought she had her children's name in there because I could see it. So I was just like, oh, that's cool. Like, whose names are those in there? I wasn't trying to be a jerk, but that's, again, my reputation precedes me. Yeah. So it sounds like I'm being jerky and that I know what's going on when I'm just having a conversation. Yeah. And so that was towards the middle. And, you know, once she said it was a cover-up, I probably then started being a jerk. You didn't say that your part, deductive reasoning. That part. After that, it's on me because I'm like, what? Like, why can I see it? And what's going on? Like, who? Like, you know, I'm curious. Yeah, I'm curious. I want to know. I want to, like I said, the psychology of things. I want to love somebody so hard that I'll get their name tattooed on me, and I know it might not work out. I want to feel like that.
Yeah.
I want to know what is that feel? Like I said, it's the psychology of everything that makes me interested. Like you did that, and like why and how and how do you feel now, and would you do it again? Like that stuff is interesting to me. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I really want to know this stuff.
Right.
I do, because like I said, I admire somebody that loves that hard. I want to love that hard. I want to have a tattoo of a chick on my chest. I mean, I want to, but I mean, I just, got to first start with trusting people. But yeah, that was towards the middle. I was really, really comfortable. I was on my third apple juice. So.
Yeah, okay. And so from that moment when the show starts rolling and you all get a chance to be able to date one another and go out with each other. So obviously, I understand TV, it's magic to TV, but are y'all really going on dates? Like, are those the real dates that they setting up for y'all, or is it more so like y'all are doing dating off camera, or they're both?
No, it's real dates. Okay. It's real dates. I mean, yeah, they set up the dates and we go on real dates. Obviously they don't show the whole date, but I mean, it's a whole date. This is a whole hour and a half date. And, you get to know, you ask the questions. Like, I treated it like I'm on a date. Mm-hmm. I want to know about you. I want to know what you got going on. I want to know what you like. I want you to know who I am, mm-hmm. So yeah, they're real dates, so I think that I hear a lot about it being a show and it being edited. Mm-hmm. I think they captured just fine who everyone was. Okay. I can see, I know who these people are. Yeah. And my stuff, everything is edited, but that's who I am. Mm-hmm. I don't care. Like, you can edit it galore. I act like that. Yeah. I mean, I said that stuff, that's me. I did that stuff. Yeah. So you definitely can't put anything in there that I didn't do and didn't say. Yeah. And so I don't, I've always, when I'm hearing people talk about that part of it, like, oh, that was 2 hours, it was 3, but I'm just like, but no, I did that stuff. I said that stuff. I feel that way. So what you got is of me. I don't care, where they put it at or how they chopped it and that, like, that's me. And people that, as I'm watching the show along with other people, because I've never seen it before, and some people, perception of me is real. That is me. And maybe it's just part of me, but that is me. Yeah. That's who I am. So yeah, they are real dates.
Okay. And you say you haven't watched it yet. Is that because you lived it and you're like, I ain't gotta watch it again, or you just haven't gotten around to watching it?
I mean that when it comes on, that's me seeing it for the first time.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Yeah. So I
no previews behind the scenes.
I don't know what's coming up. Okay. I'm just as blind as you guys. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm usually at my son's basketball game, so I can't even watch it live. Yeah. So I'm at my son's basketball game. Like I said, I love it. I gotta be there first. I don't care what's going on. So I can't really see it live. But when I get back home, my brother like, oh, you gonna believe you wild and you wild. I'm like, what I do? So he gives me the rundown. And when I get home, I'm like, did I fuck up? Like, what did I do that was did it? He's like, no, you still good. Because during the show, I was like, yeah, man, I'm probably gonna get voted off. Like, this is crazy. Like, don't nobody like this is I'm wilding out here. Like, the whole bitch gate or whatever. Like, it was crazy. I was like, yeah, like I'm about to be going. I come home like, yeah, I'll be working next week. Like, this is over with. Because I was just, which I would give the producers credit. Because they definitely encouraged me to be who I was. Yeah. Nobody told me anything. Nobody told me, hey, act this way, or hey, say this, or this is the storyline, or nobody told me nothing. They just let me just be who I was and like who I like and talk to who I wanted to talk to. That's dope. So I don't, like, I hear everybody else account of, oh, the production and I'm like, they didn't say anything to me. They didn't say nothing to me. So I again, that's my experience. I don't know what other people were going through. My experience is that what you see, That's who I am.
Yeah.
I don't have nothing to hide behind and say, oh, I don't act like, oh, I act like that.
Yeah.
That's who I am. So
let me add, because you had touched on it, let me ask you about the situation between you and Lauren. So where they were talking about, you called her a bee behind closed doors or whatever the case may be. And it became like a focal point of like that episode, maybe a couple of episodes at that point in the season. So first I want to commend you. I think that you handled it well in terms of making sure that you apologized to her when it got back to her and like, hey, look, that wasn't the scenario. I just want to come to you directly and say, I apologize.
I'm going to tell you this. So accountability is a big thing for me, as we talked earlier off camera. So, but I wasn't disrespectful towards Lauren because as I said, like I said, I'm leaving breadcrumbs for people to pick up. But obviously, you have to be introspective thinker or really pay attention to everything to pick them up. I never apologized for calling her the B word because I never did it. So what I apologize for using the word because I did use the word, and I felt bad on how it made her feel. Like these were all my real emotions. And so the reason why I think that in my eyes that things don't fester with me is because once you take 100% accountability for the wrong that you've done, it's no argument.
Yeah.
You can't, what are you going to argue with me about? I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said it. I said it. I'm wrong. I feel terrible about it. Anything you need me to do in the future, please let me know because I fucked up. When you take full accountability from something, it's over. Either that person's going to say, okay, I won't talk to you no more, or they're going to accept it. But guess what? It's not going to linger because what people do is they make excuses. Oh, well, I said that because of this, and I did this because of that. And no, it really wasn't like that. And it wasn't me. Like, I don't have time for that. I was wrong. So why don't I just admit to the wrong that I am so we can get to the next part of this? Otherwise, we're going to be talking about it forever. Yeah. Because you're going to never think that I took accountability. You're going to always think that I made up an excuse, and that's whack to me. It's to me, it shows more strength for you to be what people call weak. It takes strength to say I did it and I was wrong. That's not easy.
Yeah.
That's the strength. People think the strength is fighting.
Right.
That's weak. Everybody could make an argument and fight and hoot and holler. Everybody could do that. Babies do that, by the way. They fuss and it. But it takes strength to just, hey, like, I messed up and I'm sorry and I didn't mean to do that. And, I feel bad. And I would like to, move forward whenever you want to move forward. It's not about me no more. It's not about what I want. I'm not telling you this so you could please accept. Yeah. I'm telling you this because I feel bad, and we're on your timeline now. Yeah. like whenever, if it takes you a year, if it takes you a week, if it takes you an hour, whatever, we're on your timeline. And I think that, as I'm looking at how people, I can see how people are doing things on the show. I think that I'm unique in that way. And I didn't know that I was unique in that way. I thought that was regular. I thought everybody took 100% accountability for what they did. I didn't know. Yeah. I don't talk to a lot of people. Yeah. But apparently they don't. And when you do, like, of course, it's still people that's talking about that to this day. But I bet you if I argued and said I didn't do nothing, it would be huge. Right. But since I took the power away to say that I was wrong and I apologize, like, what else? You gonna tell me I'm wrong? I agree with you. We agree with each other. We're not even arguing at this point. Like, so why would we, so yeah. I just, that was that. And I think that I'm I was upset that it was told because it was said behind closed doors. And I told everybody how upset I was. I talked to all of the guys and told them what I felt about them. Now I probably used the B word when I was talking about them, but because it was weak. That was weak to me. I don't really rock like that. And I thought that whoever said that also owed Lauren an apology. I'm like, you went back and said that, and you turned this into a big thing, something that it wasn't, because, when everything died down, then I let her know what actually happened. I'm gonna give you a chance. I'm not about to make it cute, but that ain't the time. It ain't about me right now.
Yeah.
So it ain't the time. But when everything is cool and when we're back to regular, and hey, like if you want to know, I can tell you what actually happened.
Yeah.
And and it to come out that I was being protective of you. Definitely shouldn't have used the word that I used, but I was definitely being protective of you because I didn't like what people were deducing you to. I didn't like that. And so I was being protective of you. And then I say it, and then 3 guys say, that's what happened. He was being protective of you. Like I said, maybe I shouldn't have, used that word. And that's what I apologize for, the word that was used. But now that things are died down, and I can say that to her, that's why we can still talk to each other, because it's an honest conversation.
Right. So I know that Lauren ended up being one of your strongest connections on the show. Do you feel like that situation helped y'all kind of like start to like build on that, what y'all were, wherever y'all were led at that point?
Ironically, I do. I do. I think that whatever somebody did, it backfired. To try to paint me as this person, it backfired. It allowed me to be accountable. It allowed me to show that I can be wrong. I wouldn't have had that moment if they didn't go behind my back and try to sabotage me. I wouldn't have had that moment. So while you tried to bury me, it didn't go in your favor, because now I get to be a man, look somebody in the eye, and take full accountability for what I said. And that's who I am. And without that, I don't get to show that.
Yeah.
So I think that it did make our bond stronger, because she got to see that, and she got to hear that, and she got to respond to it. And I got to see how forgiving she is.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna, that puts us together more than taking us apart, because of how we both handled the situation.
For sure. And so speaking of Lauren, I got to bring up your other connection. I'll make the connection between the two of them in terms of you having probably the strongest connection, at least the way that was on the show, with Donna. And I just got to ask you, as a cast technician, how you end up falling in love with the 2 cast girls from the show?
I don't know. I didn't make that correlation. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know that both are beautiful. Obviously, they both have their own professions and things that they do. And so, again, I was just really looking for organic connections. I wasn't, I just wanted it to be somebody that I could talk to and that could talk to me, and have a conversation. Talking to Dominique the first day, I was kind of a bit much for her. And so I knew that, like, I can't have it. Like, this is who I am. Like, I'm going to ask questions. You're not going to be comfortable. I'm not a guy that's going to not speak about the elephant in the room. I'm not going to say things that to appease you all the time. And if a hard conversation is something that makes you uncomfortable, then you probably can't be with me, because I either way I'm gonna have a hard conversation, even when it's me fucking up. Like, it's still I'm still gonna have the hard conversation, because I think that that's what moves us forward, are the hard conversations. So it was just organic. I did not know they both went to cast, but I didn't go to cast. It was just organic. It was literally it couldn't been anything else, because I don't even think Lauren liked me at first. So it had to be organic, because it couldn't been, she wasn't liking me because of I had on a chain or nothing. I had on, like, money was falling out of my pocket. I didn't have on the Rolex. It was just me. Yeah. So, it was organic.
Yeah. And as far as Donna goes, it seems like from jump, y'all had like some rapport, like right off the rip from that very first engagement. And so like I mentioned to you, me and my wife watched the show, and like we could kind of tell like what the trajectory is going to look like. 'Cause every time they spoke to y'all or y'all talked about the other in the show, like as it went throughout, it was always positive. It was always good. And it was like, yeah, they probably, that they're going to build something there. That's going to be a connection for them.
Very smart girl. Very, like another misconception is that I like to argue and debate. I don't. I said, I never ever say anything against it, because it's everybody is entitled to their opinion. But I can have real conversations with Donna, and she's just intelligent. She could just go a lot of places. She can go places where, as far as books, she can go places as far as freaking aliens. She could hypothetically speak. Like she could, she, anywhere that I want to go at any time, she can go. And for me, I'm kind of an intellectual type of person in that way. I like to go places in my mind, in conversation. I like to go places. I like to, to see your point in this, and I want you to get me to your side. Let me hear why you think LeBron is better than Jordan or whatever. I want you to bring me to your side. I want to hear what you have to say so I can be like, that makes sense. I don't ask questions to debate or argue. I ask questions to learn. Cause you're gonna teach me something. I'm not trying. I'm actually listening to see and be like, that does make sense. He did do that. He did play in this area. And whatever you got, I'm listening. I'm learning. But that's why I'm pushing, because I don't know what you know, and I want to know. And that's I don't know. That's attractive to me. And one thing that she will do is she will go there with you and have a conversation, which, a lot of people won't. A lot of people can't. So everything, all the conversations, they were real conversations. Obviously we had tons of more that was on camera that they didn't show, but they were all real. Yeah. When I first met her and I talked about her eye contact, that was real. Like, I was just like, you are really dialed in here. Like, I don't understand. Yeah. But, and then questions that I wanted to know, she answered them. Like I said, I'm a regular person. I like stuff to be organic. And she probably was like, well, it didn't seem nervous. I just these are the things that I want to know. These are, I really want to know this stuff. I really want to know about your career and blah, blah, blah. So.
And then for you, did it feel like, because on screen, it seemed like whenever y'all linked up, y'all was kind of like in y'all own world. Like, for whatever is going on around y'all wasn't even happening. It's like y'all was like locked in.
Yeah, I would say that it was like that most of the time. It was like that most of the time because, she has a great sense of humor. And so, like I said, I pay attention to everything. So if I seen something and I look and make sure that she see it and she saw it, that's why we're in our own world, because we like, that's crazy. I can't believe you just said that. It did seem like that when we were together because of that type of intellectual connection that we had, and me scouring the room and seeing what's going on and trying to get confirmation, like, I ain't crazy, am I? And she like, you're not crazy. I'm like, okay, you saw it too then. I saw it too. Like, why would he do that?
For sure. So we got a chance to talk about, obviously, some of your love connections on the show. But one thing I'm really interested about as far as the stepping into this reality TV world, because like you said, you wasn't looking to get into it. You ain't trying to get on or be an actor or anything like that. You was living your life and this opportunity came about. What is, as far as you could be able to tell us, like the business aspect to being on reality TV in terms of like contracts, them like compensating you for your time or being on the show? You don't have to get like exact numbers or anything, but I'm just curious, like, how does that work out when you do something like this?
They pay you, they feed you. Obviously the more you're on, the more you get paid. I think that it's mostly used for exposure. I mean, to be frank, a lot of people have asked me to do a lot of things now that I have exposure, but it's just stuff that I'm not interested in. I'm an organic type of guy. If it don't make sense, I don't want to do it. I don't care about the eyes that are on me and the attention that I have. If it doesn't make sense, I'll leave, $500,000 on the table because I'm very blessed. I'm very grateful to have the things that I have, and I'm not going to force anything. Yeah. And so, I think that that's the biggest thing, is to having the exposure. Like I said, they pay you. Obviously they don't, you don't get rich or nothing like that, or depending on what you think is rich. Yeah. They pay for the days. They drive you everywhere. It's just, it was an experience for me because I've never done anything close to anything like this. I mean, cameras everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is an experience. I probably wouldn't, now that I've done that, I wouldn't probably do that type of thing again. Just because I've experienced it. Not that it was bad. It wasn't bad at all. But I that's not who I am. I don't want to be there. That's the reality TV guy that go on dating shows. I don't want to be him. I don't want to, be that guy. But, I should be able to tell you more about the contracts. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't read them all.
Okay. All right.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not going, some stuff I was just like, where at? Right here? Like, come on, man. Like,
right. Let's get to it.
Hey, so I was just making sure it wasn't nothing in there wild.
So let me ask you this: in terms of the business aspect of reality TV, I know that you said that you didn't do this to be famous. Like you did it you went in with an open mind. You went in with to do it for the actual experience. So since wrapping up the show and all of that, the opportunities that have come your way, have you? So we're not gonna see you in the club hosting parties like, oh, this Vince from Great Love Detroit.
Negative.
Like, so are there any opportunities that you have been able that you felt aligned with the person that you are?
No.
That made sense.
No.
Okay.
And this. Coming here,
Appreciate
speaking
you.
to you, seeing what you have going on, obviously, I'm not gonna go everywhere and talk about this show, but I see what you have going on. I like what you have going on, so I would give you that, opportunity because I respect what you're doing here.
Appreciate that.
So, but yeah, like I've gotten some offers, but I'm like, I'm okay. It's another book called From Good to Great, which is you. Even though if you
I'm familiar. I haven't read it yet.
Okay, Good to Great. I mean, and I think that's one of my problems is that I'm so good that I pass up on greatness some of the times because I'm good. But I could be better. But sometimes being comfortable being good kind of ruins greatness. Yeah, you got to let go of good to get to great, and that's not easy when you're good. Like I'm good, I do very well for myself, but I know I'm leaving a lot on the table because I'm good, and that's what the book Good to Great talks about, and I experience that every day of my life. Yeah, yep.
And that's interesting because I think that why a lot of those opportunities probably come your way, and then also why it kind of aligned for you to be on the show. This is just my personal thought, just from spending this amount of time with you. Like, you have an infectious personality, and I think people probably want to or expect to see more of that and be around that. But it seems like based on the type of person that you are, you gotta earn that access to that to be around that. And I think that's why people will probably want to see or expect to see more of you in like this space and like media, entertainment, things like that. And I know you do. You have your own way of being able to do that just from your own like social media platform. You also podcast with your brother and stuff like that. But I think that people probably thinking like because of how you are or showed up on the show that we're gonna get more of that because like Vince a star, like, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And when I hear my family, my brother, and everybody's like, yeah, this is how he's been. like y'all are just seeing this, but this is how he's been forever. Like, this guy is like this for real. Like, you got, and it's interesting to see people react to me because I am like this. I got this stupid laugh. That's my actual laugh. I laugh like that. I speak like this. This is my voice. And I didn't, it cuts through. And I didn't know that it would. I just was just being who I am, who I know to be. Yeah. And so, yeah, like I do allow limited access because I love so hard, because I take care of people so much that I can't let everybody in because it would be draining for me because I'm going to try to make sure everybody is good. I can't allow everybody to come to the gym to work out with me because then I would never get a workout in. But if you don't mind me telling you that you full of shit, if you don't mind me telling you like you 5 minutes late, like you wasting my time. If you don't mind me getting and you still showing up, you all right then. You probably would be a person that could be around. But some people out there out day one, and I want that. Yeah, I want you to be out day one. I'm like I said, I'm aware of what I'm saying and what I'm doing. It's not like, oh, he can't control. Like, no, I know what I'm saying. Yeah, I know I'm telling you full of shit, and so you could either deal with that or not. Yeah, and most people don't, and some people be like, I'll see you tomorrow. All right, you'll be full of shit tomorrow if you show up late. So that's that.
For sure. And given this whole experience with the show and what life has looked like afterwards, well, I guess, how has life changed for you post show? Or not that it's out that people are seeing it? Just a lot more attention. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean,
attention, a lot more social media requests, social media messengers and DMs, and I don't even have TikTok. So I created TikTok like a week ago just because somebody was like, you ain't got a TikTok. I'm like, no shit. But it's just people noticing me. That's it. I mean, I still pay for everything. Ain't nobody say, oh, it's on the house. Ain't nobody did that yet. But yeah, that's it. It's just people noticing me. And, one of the things is that obviously I'm not always on.
Yeah.
So I'm not always that person.
Right.
So, when I'm at the gym, when I'm out eating, when I'm with my children, some of the times, some of the times I'm out being a dad. Some of the times I'm at my son's game being a dad.
Yeah.
I'm not always that person. And so I think that because of who I am and because of how accessible I am, it seems like people respect that. They say stuff, but they don't go there with me.
Yeah.
I see them like, that's the guy from the show, but they like some people, more respectful than what I give them credit for.
Okay.
So they be like, he had his son's game.
Yeah.
And if they make eye contact, they'd be like, and I'm like that. And I wouldn't ever, say anything rude to anybody because I appreciate all the support and everybody watching. But it's just been being noticed. Every time I went to this place and they like, you the guy? And I'm like, yeah, I am the guy. And, so can I get a drink?
Right.
I'm finished with I'm the guy. Like, where's my order coming? Right. So, and again, that's who I am. And they know that already from seeing the show.
Yeah.
They already know that I'm probably going to say something direct or I'm going to say something funny because that's really who I am.
Yeah.
It's just times that, like at the gym, sometimes I'm at the gym by myself. I got my headphones on. Yeah, I'm not probably gonna talk to anybody. I'm gonna be aggressive with people because I'm in an aggressive type mood.
Yeah.
So but people respect it. They don't. I can't talk to you in between sets. I'm doing my sets right now.
Right.
But people at the gym, I've been going to this gym for 15 years. So ain't nobody coming up being stupid because they like, that's the same guy that's just been in the gym all this time.
Yeah.
So that's it. Just being noticed more. That's about it for me. Yeah, like I said, ain't nothing. A couple of opportunities, too many friend requests to. I wish I could, accept everybody and really, speak to everybody. But that would be more draining than I'm used to and that I could do. I don't really,
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it. Then I appreciate support. I appreciate people watching. I appreciate all that.
Yeah. And what do you have? If it was one lesson that you feel like you took away from this whole experience in terms of the show, what would you say that would be?
I would say be yourself. I would say it's going to work out in the end if you be yourself. I mean, oh my God, like be yourself. I mean, I can't. It's nothing that I'm running from about this show, about my past. Like, I'm just myself, and I feel so comfortable with being that. I sleep so well at night because I'm just myself. And I would have hated to perform or do something that wasn't me that I would have to look at and live with forever.
Yeah. And
so, when you yourself, you don't have to worry about edits. You don't have to worry about what people, lie about it, because you're going to shine through. Yeah. You're going to shine through as yourself because yourself is so consistent that even if they try to paint you in a certain way, like, it's just like them trying to make me aggressive and this, and it's just like, yeah, but the problem is that most of the time I'm smiling and having a good time.
Right.
I mean, I know what you want me to be, but even when I'm going back and forth with somebody, it's not with a smile on my face. I love enjoying myself. That's what I love doing. I don't want to fight and I don't want to do none of that stuff. I will. I'm not that guy. I will, but I don't want to.
Right.
And because, like I said, I'm so who I am. It has no choice but to cut through. It has no choice but for people to say, he's not that bad. Yeah. Like he's really not that bad because it's what you've been seeing consistently. You've been seeing me be consistently who I am. So yeah, I would tell everybody. I would tell myself, please be yourself. Yeah. Please don't try to be nothing else. Just be yourself. It's enough, my man. It's enough. it's more than enough. It's more than enough. That's what I would tell me. That's what I would tell, obviously, my children. That's what I would tell my friends. Just be yourself.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Vince, what do you see? What's in your crystal ball? What's on the horizon for you? What do you got up next? When this episode airs, it's going to be the day of the finale of the show. So I'm just wondering, like, for you moving forward, what's in your crystal ball that you can share with us?
I would probably do more public speaking. I really love giving people knowledge that I've learned that's helped me. Like I said, the 10, 12 books that that I mentioned probably made me over $2 million, or it's just ridiculous the amount of knowledge that turns into money and work ethic and what I'm doing right now. So I love to give that back to people. I love to give that back to people. I'm still going to continue to train. I'm still going to continue to help out the children. And, just continue to just live in abundance. I live in abundance, and I can't. I tell you a story. I'll tell you one story. I'll tell you one story. So I like essentials. The fear of God. I don't know. Maybe those two different things because I be messing up. So essentials, fear of God. Like I used to see it, and I'm like, man, that's so sweet. But I didn't know how much it cost. I didn't know where to get it. I was just like, that's sweet. So my daughter, we went to I want to say, what's the store? It's one of the stores in the Livonia Mall, a Novi Mall, but it's like, it sells them, but it's a big box store. So they be on sale or something. Yep. I want to say
Neiman Marcus.
I want to say that.
Yeah.
So I went there because my daughter was like, you can get, you love essentials, you can get it from here. I was like, cool. So we went to there. They had one pair because they be selling out. Yep. And they was like, they had one pair, and I was like, cool, like I could have some jogging essentials. Got the essentials, my only pair. And I was like, I was on cloud nine. I got these essentials. And I went to work out the kids one day, and when they was like, you got essentials? I was like, you know how I do, baby. Yeah, of course I got essentials. And we finished working out, and one of the boys was like, man, them is sweet, man. Can you give them to me? Like he basically asked, could he have the pants? And I was like, I can see me. I could see me in him. I could see something that I wanted and somebody had it, and I had the nerve to ask them. And that takes a lot of nerve. Yeah. And that's me. And so I gave them to him. I had one pair. And I was like, here you go, man. Like, yeah, have a ball. Like, I enjoy, I want you to enjoy. And I kid you not, I probably have over 20 pair that I've been given. This abundance thing is real. Yeah. I gave it away because I know that I'm going to get rewarded it's abundance. It's so much money and so much things to get. When you hold on to it like it's scarce, you get nothing. That's not attracting things. When you let go and you know that it's coming in abundance now. Lisa Nichols, that's another book. When you act that way, it's a real thing. People were buying me this stuff, and it's never happened before. And now I have 20 because I'm willing to say I know this stuff is coming back to me 10 times, 20 times. I know it's happening, and I just want people to understand that manifestation is real and living in abundance is real, because I do it every day. Every day I live in abundance. Like I said, with everything, I don't hold on tight. I'm like, hey, if it's for me, it's for me. I'm not living in a scarce mindset. I'm with money. I'm like, hey, yeah, you need, wow, here you go. You good? Oh, you need to get here you go. Because it comes back to me times 10. I'm not, I wish I could tell you more, but I don't want to say too much about, money, but it's real. It's a real thing. And that's my life. That's my life. And even this, this is abundance. I didn't look for the show. I didn't look for to get this type of attention, but since I know it's in abundance, since I know, well, now it's time, it's 10 times I'm on a national television show. How? I didn't sign up for this. How? Like, just extremely blessed, extremely grateful, and living my life in an abundance manner.
That's phenomenal. So, Vince, where can the people tap in with you? They want to follow the journey. They want to lock in. How
Vince
can they
Perkins,
find you?
Vince Perkins 21 on Instagram and Facebook. Probably on TikTok too, but it's no pictures on TikTok, so you can go on there and play around if you want to, but you ain't gonna get much. But just Vince Perkins, and you'll probably see, me at the gym. Probably see me, the lifestyle that I live, the things that I do, me with my children, doing stuff around the house. I love fixing things. I love reading directions and putting tables together and crap like that. And if anything else presents itself and organically that aligns with me, you'll be seeing me do it. But if it doesn't, I'm not about to be reaching, because that's not who I am. Yep.
For sure. Well, I definitely appreciate the time and appreciate you sharing your background and your story, the man behind the show, the person who was on the show and provided so much more context to that, and then also helping me as a fan of the show, being able to answer my question.
I appreciate you having me, man. This is amazing. This is amazing setup you got here, man. The questions were phenomenal. I wish you the best. If I could do anything to be helpful with any of this, please let me know, because I really, really like what you're doing. And if I didn't, I wouldn't be here. I'm not that type of guy.
I can tell. I appreciate that. And please let us know how Black Fridays can return the favor as well.
Okay. All right. All right. Appreciate it, man.
For sure. Everybody watching, listening, we'll tap in with y'all soon. Peace.